Hello everyone and welcome back to the Afrocentric Mindscape channel. Today we're delving into the enigmatic and controversial life of one of Africa's most notorious leaders, Idi Amin. We'll be separating the facts from the myth and uncovering the intriguing aspects of his life that you might not have heard of before. But first, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on our exciting content. Now let's get started. Idi Amin, born in 1925 in Koboko, Uganda, was a man who left an indelible mark on the history of Uganda. He was a charismatic military officer who rose through the ranks to become the president of Uganda. His rule from 1971 to 1979 was marked by a mix of brutality and bizarre behavior. Now let's dive into some of the key aspects of his life and separate the facts from the myth. In the military, Idi Amin quickly rose through the ranks and displayed exceptional leadership qualities, making him one of the first Ugandans to achieve the rank of Sergeant Major. In 1971, Amin seized power from President Milton Obote in a military coup. Amin's rule was characterized by authoritarianism, brutality, and the expulsion of the Asian community from Uganda. One of the most infamous myths surrounding Idi Amin was that he practiced cannibalism. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this claim. It's essential to approach such stories with skepticism and rely on verified historical records. Another myth is that Idi Amin collected human heads as trophies. While some gruesome incidents occurred during his regime, there is no definitive proof that he kept human heads. These stories may have been exaggerated for shock value or propaganda purposes. Now let's focus on some well-documented aspects of Amin's rule. His regime was characterized by brutality, human rights abuses, and ethnic cleansing. Thousands of people were killed, tortured, or forcibly exiled during his time in power. Amin's political decisions often left the international community baffled. He expelled Uganda's Asian community in 1972, causing economic turmoil in the country. This was a move that bewildered many and created a reputation for his erratic behavior. Now, while Idi Amin's regime was marked by significant human rights abuses and political turmoil, it's important to acknowledge that there were some developments during his time in power that had a positive impact on Uganda. Despite the overshadowing impact of his authoritarian rule and violence, there were few areas where some progress was made. These areas are infrastructure development. During his presidency, Amin initiated some infrastructure development projects, such as road constructions and improvement of transportation networks, which contributed to the modernization of Uganda's infrastructure to some extent. Education and healthcare initiatives. Amin's regime also saw some efforts to improve the education and healthcare sector. Although these initiatives were limited in scope, there were attempts to expand educational opportunities and healthcare services in some regions of the country. Agricultural reforms. Amin's government introduced some agricultural reforms aimed at boosting food production and agricultural productivity. While these efforts were not without challenges, they did contribute to some improvements in the agricultural sector, leading to increased food security for some certain communities. Advocacy for Pan-Africanism. Amin was known for his advocacy for Pan-Africanism and his support for various liberation movements across the continent. He provided asylum to political activists from different African countries and offered aid to support to various anti-colonial movements, positioning Uganda as a supporter of African liberation struggles during his presidency. Despite these positive initiatives, the benefits were often overshadowed by his repressive and violent regime, as well as the negative impacts of his policies, which resulted in significant human suffering and a decline in the overall stability and prosperity of Uganda. It's important to consider the full scope of his rule and acknowledge the complexities of his legacy, encompassing both positive and negative aspects. Idi Amin's downfall came in 1979 when Tanzanian forces, with the help of Ugandan exiles, overthrew his regime. Amin fled to Libya, then Saudi Arabia, where he lived in exile until his death in 2003. His life in exile was a far cry from his days of power. Idi Amin's legacy is one that continues to be a subject of fascination and debate. It's crucial to separate the myths from the facts when discussing his life. While the myths of cannibalism and human head are largely unsubstantiated, his brutal rule and erratic behavior are well documented. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the life of Idi Amin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more intriguing African history content. Until next time, take care and keep exploring the fascinating stories of our continent. Bye for now.